What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the Mafex Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Man, Boba Fett's definitely one of my favorite characters, as I'm sure he is with a lot of people. He's just super cool. Of the original Star Wars trilogy, he's one of the standout breakout characters. I mean, look at this dude. Come on. And I was waiting on this particular version for a bit. But honestly, like, I think the Empire one that Mafex did was more delayed. This was only delayed maybe a couple of months at most, I think, if that's even. It seemed to drop really quick after the Empire one did. But I was waiting on this one because I always loved this look. I love the red gauntlets. Oh man, so cool. So yeah, I was waiting on this one, and I'm happy I got him. He's very cool. I mean, to have this representation of this particular outfit. There's more colors back here on his jetpack too. Yeah, love it. Really do. It's a very cool aesthetic. Mafex really knocked it out of the park. As far as, excuse me, as far as paint goes, it is really cool. Let's take a look. Look at that. Now, forgive me, like, hardcore Star Wars fans, and I'm a really big Star Wars fan, but I'm not like, I wouldn't say like I know like every little aspect of the Star Wars universe or like every character. Like if the figure is bad, then the figure is bad. If there's like mess ups that make the figure bad, then that'll probably explain. But like little inconsistencies, you got me, guys. I'm not that kind of fan, like, I love what I love, and that's about it. So, but this looks awesome. So, yeah, I mean, go ahead, tell me if there's anything wrong, if they did something weird. But I love what I see. I wish there was some, like, shading, on the gray here. That would be cool. You do get some natural shading, due to all the folds in the plastic, but some little highlights would be good. I'm pretty sure it does not. I'm pretty sure that's just a gray in there, but they do a lot of awesome work. A lot of great dry brushing here on his helmet, on his jetpack, on his shoulder pads. It's just really nicely done. On his gauntlets. So very cool. I love this belt and this one. It's plastic, but it almost feels like cloth. I think it's a soft plastic. Very nice. The Wookiee braids look good. This is all just one color plastic as well, this little cape. And I wish that was also, same thing, give it a little bit of a wash would have been nice. Make it a little dirty. Yeah, but the look is good, and the proportions are great. Like, that's awesome. Like, I really dig the proportions of this guy. He just stands great, and he stands awesome. This figure does come with a Mafex stand, their standard stand, which is a good stand. I just have no use for it. Like, I'm not going to be posing him in a flying pose. So I haven't taken that out of the box. But it's pretty standard. He stands awesome, though. Like, I love the way this guy stands. I might take it out in, in my pics for ULTRAZILLA Toys on Facebook when I do them, just to get some more shots in there. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, proportions are great, and he stands awesome all on his own. Very cool. Yeah, I like it a lot. So, besides the stand, he's very bare bones. He comes with, we'll get to the rifle in a second, hold on. He comes with just a few extra hands. You got, besides the hands he has on him, I can't remember what he had out of the box, but he has 2 fisted hands here. Very nice. The gray, you know, and a darker gray. Same thing for this hand. More really a kung fu hand. So, very cool. And then, you know, the hands he's got on him. This is like a, use it to hold his rifle there. It's very nice. And then the rifle, and he's got, let's take out his whole hand here. This hand, you know, to hold a rifle. Now, one of the things I don't like is that they made this finger straight. So, which is fine because it doesn't get, like, you know, stuck in there. But, you know, I guess he's about to fire. You know, there you go. It would have been nicer if his finger was slightly bent though. And his rifle looks great. You got like a dark gunmetal gray and brown on the hilt. Nice design work on there. Very cool. Just looks great. Looks really, really nice. And take his hand again. Put it in. Before we put it back on. There we go. Although, you know what? Let's leave it off for now. So, another problem I do have with this figure is on his hands. And the pegs, the Mafex pegs here, like, on both sides, like, kind of open up a bit. And you see that little slit in there? So, I'm like, I keep pushing it back together. That's because I'm afraid it's just gonna, like, snap. And that's the case on both sides. And the hands do come out kind of easy. I mean, they don't just fall out or anything, but, you know, you mess with it, and they do tend to fall out a bit. I'm gonna put on a fist for the rest of this review. Okay, so let's talk some articulation. Before we get into the actual figure's articulation, his little scope here does come down. You can do that, which is cool. So, and it does not, it doesn't want to completely stay up, but I think if you just heat it up a little bit and press it in a little bit, if you're not going to put that down at all, you could easily get that to just stay. I mean, it's not like completely going down or anything. His head is on a nice joint here, ball joint. You get a lot of movement on his head. Can't look up that much, but you can look down a lot. So a lot of side to side. These shoulder pads are like just on a soft plastic, so you can move his shoulders up a bit. You know, you get some better range of motion in there. And they have that. So good swivel in there on a hinge. I'm guessing that's like a bigger Mafex joint, is it? Might be like a ball. Yeah, it kind of balls out in there, so. And up at the top of the joint, you do have another swivel at the very top of the arm there. So, it would have been better a little lower to get like a little, you know, elbow swivel or bicep swivel, but you get it all the way up there. And his elbows are on a, and his hand just came off, on a double ball joint, but you don't get a lot of range out of it. They do look good though, you know, like it blends in really well, which I like, especially in the back. So that's nice. That looks really cool. His wrists, as you saw, are, you know, on the Mafex joint there, and it does have nice, you know, little hinge, and it swivels at the wrist because it pops in there. Another little thing I want to talk about here, little aside, are these wires that come out of his gauntlet. At least on mine, like the middle one keeps popping out. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So there, it goes into his upper sleeve there, and that likes to pop out a little bit. On his backpack, little thrusters here are movable, so they have a little bit of articulation. I don't know if the backpack comes off at all. It probably does, but I haven't tried to take it off and I don't want to. His waist here swivels side to side. There's nothing in his chest at all. You do get a little bit of forward movement in here. See, as you can see, it's like right below the first belt buckle here. It's not a belt buckle, but like, little belt strap there. He does have some movement, and he does have another waist swivel down here. So this is too far down to call a real ab crunch. So it's kind of like two waist swivels in my opinion. These are all soft plastic, so they can allow you to move everything. This is actually a hard plastic, so be careful with this up here. It's just like kind of like embedded in there with like a piece of plastic that's not so nicely done on top. So be careful with that. That could snap. Ball joints on his thighs in there, so you get some good range of motion, and you can swivel his thighs as well because it's connected up here. Double jointed knees, and they do look good. So they got that going. I gotta give Mafex that, they cover up their joints rather well, and that's pretty cool. The feet have a good ankle here, goes back and forth. It does go side to side, but it's not like a huge amount of motion. And then there's, I believe there's some toe articulation. Yes, there is. This one seems to be stuck on me a little bit. There you go. So, might have been stuck with just a little bit too much paint in there. But you do have it, and this is a floating piece up here, which is, again, it covers up the joints. So, good job on Mafex part to make most of these joints covered nicely. So you get the articulation, and you get a nice looking figure that's not really broken up too much by that articulation. There's something to be said about that. I like that. Very cool. Is it like, less articulated than like figure arts? Depends on which ones, but maybe it's a little bit hindered more, but it looks fantastic, and it's got quite a lot of articulation anyway, and those articulation points are covered up rather well. So, what more can I say? I think it's just really well done. So he's just really gorgeous. Let me stand him up straight here so we can do some size comparisons now. And then just a nice vanilla pose there. Let's drop him back just a bit. Who do we have here? Some usual suspects right now. But it's a Figure Arts Ultraman. So he's a lot smaller. How about Donatello from Revoltech? Again, smaller figure. This is a nice size. This is a very, very nice size. Definitely fits in well with your Black Series. Here he is with Revoltech Deadpool. So Deadpool is a bit taller there. And How about this Bandai Kamen Rider X-Aid Snipe, who is probably making his ULTRAZILLA debut here. So let's yeah, one more guy here. Godzilla, SH Monster Arts Godzilla. So you can see he's even taller than Godzilla. Not bad. I don't have any Black Series figures here, so but hold on. And here we go. So, yeah, you know what? He's even just a tad taller. Just a tad. Than some Black Series guys here. But this is actually KO Boba Fett Black Series. But I'm sure it's the same molds. Or a reject or whatever. You know, he was $12. And it filled a need for the Empire outfit, so, but yeah, there you go. Like, he's bigger than that, and here's a real Black Series Django. So you can see he's a bit taller, just a bit taller than Django, but you know what, they look really good together, you know, on display. So all of these guys, even this guy. So yeah, you could definitely get this Mafex Boba Fett into your, you know, overall Star Wars display fine, which is great, you know. So there you go. I think this figure is pretty awesome. He does have a few quirks, like I you know, pointed out, but the paint looks great, the sculpt looks great. You know, again, he stands really awesome. He's just badass. You know, just watch out for his wrists. You know, just there's a little bit of a worry there. You know, this coming out is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's not so bad, you know, especially when I'm not going to really be, you know, doing much with him other than, you know, photography, you know, and putting him on the shelf. So he's a great figure. And again, a really nice representation of the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett here. So yeah, definitely, I could definitely recommend him. You know, I don't know if those little quirks are just on mine anyway. So there you go. I think he's great. Please check out my Facebook page once again. I will have pics up of this guy very soon. And if you could like, comment, subscribe here, that would be super awesome. Please share this video if you can. And until next time, peace out, peeps.